Oh, Hanaki! Did you know that our souls are connected by fate? It's Yuno Hanaki from production Kawaii's Hanamizuki. Hello, everyone. Happy Onigashima Monday. Happy OniMon for short. How are we doing? You guys good? Are we good? Yeah, oh, Hanaki! Hello, hello! Hi-ho indeed. So, as you guys know, today is the last Monday of November. And that means it's Q&A day, as voted on by you guys who wanted to do it at the end of the month. So, I actually have like a lot of questions for my marshmallows. We're going to be focusing on those first. And then we will be moving on to the actual like Q&A feature on YouTube. You guys can also, I guess, just like type questions like in the chat itself, but I think I'll probably open the Q&A thing later just to keep it more organized for my sake. Otherwise, I might go crazy trying to keep up with all the questions. I was actually surprised. Last night when I was getting ready to go to bed, I kept getting emails from Marshmallow because they kept notifying me of all the new marshmallows I was getting. Someone went crazy with all their questions. I think it was the same person anyway, because they were all written with the same kind of voice. I don't know who it is, but whoever it was, they wrote, like, a lot of marshmallows. There are a few others sprinkled in there that are not from that person, but I think it was one person who sent a bunch. Whoever you are, thank you, but I was very overwhelmed. I was just like, oh my goodness, they just keep coming. Okay, so a lot of these are going to be lore questions, so I will be answering in character, for the record. I know it's a bit silly to break the illusion like this, but since these are lore-based questions, I'm going to be answering in character according to the lore, okay? These are not necessarily questions about me as a streamer. These are about me as a character, okay? Do we understand? We're going a little bit chunibyo with it, I guess is the way to discuss it. And there goes the magic. Look, I didn't want you guys to think I was crazy. But these are all, like, lore-based questions. I think it's important to have a little bit of division there. Okay. So, let's go ahead and pull the first one up. We already know you're crazy? What do you mean? I'm probably at least the sanest one in Hanamizuki. What do you mean by this? Wow. Okay, where is the... I was, like, rush saving all of these while my loading screen was on. What's a lore? Good question. Okay, I don't think these saved in any particular order, so I'm just gonna be answering them in the order that they appear in the folder. So... it's not like a particular order or anything. I would have answered them chronologically, but since I saved the images, they're just kind of in whatever order now. Okay. Let's get this mallow. Alrighty. Actually, let me move... I'm, like, reorganizing my screens right now. Let me move this here. Easier for me to see. Okay. Opening my eyes real big. Ahem. First marshmallow. Are your horns made of gold? They are not made of gold. They are actually real horns. They do have the color of gold, but they are not made of gold, the material. Question 2. Your hairpin, your butterfly clip, and that crown of yours, what is their significance to you? Lore-wise, where'd you get them? Well, they're significant to me because it was part of the, like, first gift of this outfit that I was given. When the Oni officially accepted me as one of their own, they wanted to make sure that I could dress myself properly, and they aren't entirely familiar with what humans like to wear, so they went for something that they felt was, like, fancy and befitting of the first human to be accepted within the clan. So they gave me this crown, and they gave me the butterfly clip. Yeah. They just kind of went for what they thought would be, I guess something that would make me feel, like, welcomed. They kind of wanted to spoil me, I guess. Which is a bit weird to say, but I guess that's basically why. Okay. Next up. Yes, hello, hello. Welcome in. Hope you guys are having a good Onigashima Monday. Next up. Lore-wise, when did you manage to get your outfit? Oh, I basically answered this in the previous Marshmallow, but... yeah, so around the time when they finally accepted me as one of their own. So it was a bit after the ceremony where they gave me my tattoo and I became half Oni. They gave me the outfit so that I would be able to blend in. It took a bit of time to finish making it, though, because Oni are rather tall, like extremely tall creatures. For the most part, at least the ones in my clan are. So I actually couldn't fit in a lot of the more, like, traditional Oni garb that was being sold in the village. They had to basically relearn how to make clothing that's better suited for a human. The tailors took a really long time to learn how to make this kimono and stuff. So it did take a little while after the ceremony, so I was still wearing the rags that I came in from my village for quite a while. But eventually, they were able to give me the, outfit. Is lore-wise the common word linking the Mallows from the same person? A little bit. I think they wanted to specify that they were talking about lore and not asking me, like, about the design. So I wouldn't be surprised if lore-wise is a word that's in all of these, but... Stop calling me small! I know I'm short! I'm at least short compared to the rest of the Oni in my clan, but, like, you don't have to keep calling me small. Man. I hate it here. Why am I even bothering to answer questions if you're just gonna keep bringing up my height? Eensy! That's not true! Man. In your lore, what exactly was that customer so angry about that he banished you to a different world? Well, a lot of the details have gotten a bit, fuzzy to me now. You have to understand, it was like hundreds of years ago at this point. So I can't remember precisely what I did. I wish that I could. I just remember that it was something that I didn't particularly do, but I ended up having to take the fall for it. That's all I can remember. Did he even have the authority to do that? Yes, unfortunately. I did mention in my debut slideshow that he was a noble. That is something that I remember about him. I can't remember what his actual rank was, but he was a very high-ranking person within the village. So technically he did have that kind of authority. Honestly, I think he abused his authority in order to make the banishing happen, because I don't think he technically had the authority to, like, full-on banish someone, but he did take advantage of the influence that he had in the village and used it to sway public opinion in his favor. Okay. Let me make sure that I'm on the right one now. Yep. Okay. To this little Oni, yeah. It really be like that. Well, I wasn't an Oni back then. I was a human. So imagine doing all of that to just a sweet little human girl. Okay. As an Oni, what powers and abilities do you have? I have to remind you, I am a half Oni. Therefore, I don't have the full powers and capabilities of a regular Oni. And Oni themselves tend to have, like, varying kinds of powers depending on the type of Oni that they are. Because of the village that I'm in, I've mentioned this before, but my village is known for being very aggressive and territorial. I guess, like, something that they are really known for is having really insane strength. So, there's a chance that I could have, like, secret latent strength, but I've never really learned how to use it. I've never seen a reason to, I guess. So, I don't honestly know what my powers could be, or if I even have them. That's something I would have to examine about myself, and I guess figure out ways to test? I don't know. Maybe I'll take one of those superhero tests. Do you know the movie Sky High, the Disney movie? Maybe I have to take a bunch of those hero tests to figure out if I'm a hero or a sidekick. Would you consider yourself the most powerful out of Hanamizuki or production kawaii? Well, firstly, you spelled production kawaii wrong. This marshmallow is literally unreadable. Please, it's a lowercase k. It's not that hard, guys. I picked up on it, like, super fast when I was first doing stuff here. Please. It's not that difficult. Figure it out. Anyways. I don't think I am the most powerful out of production kawaii, at the very least. Out of Hanamizuki, well, I guess not counting the fact that Kaya is a Lunarian, I feel like I might be the strongest just because of the fact that I'm the one that's, like, the least human. Yeah, Kaya is a Lunarian, but she's still, like, mostly human, genetically speaking. Ron, I believe, is also a human. Although she is also, like, a Grim Reaper type because she reaps souls and guides them to the afterlife, which I think is another kind of powerful. But I think purely based on the fact that I'm not human, I think that does give me a bit of an advantage. That said, I still don't really know what my powers are, so I think the other two technically beat me just purely on the fact that they have, like, combat training. Kaya being a ninja and Ron being a samurai. So I think they would be able to beat me just because they have better knowledge of their powers. You can simply duck underneath all their attacks because I'm short, right? You're saying that because I'm short, right? You guys are real funny. Make fun of the tiny Oni. Ah, she's so tiny. Ah, powerless, tiny little Oni girl. Wah, wah, wah. Silly. But yeah, I don't think I am the most powerful in production kawaii, and I think I have the potential to become the most powerful in Hanamizuki, but I would have to go through some intensive training in order to actually do it. Can those horns deflect blade attacks? Well, they are very solid. I don't think you would be able to take them out with a blade. I think you would have to do something else in order to break them. But please don't break my horns. That's not an invitation to break my horns. Okay. Oh wow, you guys are doing a really great job holding up these marshmallows for me, by the way. Thank you so much. Okay. The Oni in Onigashima did a ritual to turn you part Oni. How exactly was the ritual done? What ingredients were needed? What did they do? A lot of the details of the ceremony are a bit lost on me. I had to be made unconscious in order for it to actually be done. It was a very long, extensive process, though. That's the only thing I really remember. As for ingredients and such, that's also all stuff I don't really know. Is it reversible? No. But it was, I don't want to say that it wasn't done properly, but they've never really done a lot of magic before because this clan is very, like, physicality focused. Like, they're very focused on, like, strength and battling and that sort of stuff. So they aren't really well versed in the, like, more magic side of things. So I can't really say that they did it properly, and that's why I only became half instead of full. 2 eggs, 1.5 cup of flour, 1 cup of milk, 1 Yuno. Just 1. You only need a singular Yuno. Good thing there's only 1 in existence. But yeah, it is not reversible. If possible, could it be done again to make you full Oni? That I don't know. I would probably have to do more research on it. They kept a lot of the process secret from me. I think they didn't want to scare me, potentially. Because, you know, I am, like, the only human type person here. So, I think they don't want to scare me. They don't want me to see the full extent of what it means to become an Oni. But I have my ways of sneaking around and getting information. After all, most people in this village don't really read. So I usually get to be the one that holds on to all the books. I guess I just have to do some research. It didn't make me short! I was already this height to begin with. If anything, they just didn't help me grow. I don't have to sue them for that. Please. We almost got her to say it. I hate this place. How was living in the village like before you got banished? Was it a comfortable life? I mean, I had to work hard. I was a performer, and I was still working, like, very long days. To call it comfortable, I feel like would be not entirely accurate, but it was peaceful. I think that it was very plain, I guess. There wasn't really a lot going on. I was performing a lot, and that was kind of the gist of it. I was working very hard, earning money. But other than that, I don't think there was really a lot going on there. Do you still keep in touch with your family from your village from time to time? I can't, they're dead. This was 200 years ago. I am the person who was able to live on while they, you know, they had normal human lifespans. So, the answer is no. But I mean, they didn't really try to help me very much when it came to the actual banishing. I think, while they didn't exactly voice an opinion one way or the other, they were still complacent, you know? They still decided to allow me to be banished. How do you know they didn't also become Onis? Because they would have been banished with me if that was the case, but it was only me who was banished. There would be no reason for the rest of my family to become Oni. And I don't see that happening, really. The point is, though, their silence meant complacency. No great-great-nephews? I mean, if they exist, I wouldn't know where they are or what they're doing. I have no idea. As far as I know, it's just me. I have no idea what happened to the rest of my clan. really bothered by it, though. I think I'm more happy among the Oni than I ever was among the humans. Well, at least now. For a while, I still kind of desired going back to reconnecting with my human side. And that's part of why I started this whole VTubing venture, too. Their silence meant complacency? Yeah, exactly. I brought Japanese pizza. Ooh, I don't know what you mean by Japanese pizza. That sounds yummy. Those human guys are kind of weird. I know, right? I feel like so dissonant because I'm partially Oni now, so I relate a lot to the things that we do as Oni, but there's still the human side of me, and that's the part of me that still kind of questions what the Oni do. And it's a part of me that still wants to connect with other humans and, I guess, human-adjacent type people. Because even among the, like, the people on the internet, you're not always going to run into other humans. You'll end up running into other, like, creatures, too. Okay. This one's a long one. Anonymous, it says. As if it's not obvious by the contents. But anonymous. Anonymous, though. Okay. Thank you, Anonymous. If that's even your real name. Question 1. What are some stream ideas you would like to try to do in the future, both regular and member streams? I'm very bad at thinking ahead when it comes to content creation. I don't want to say that I'm completely in the moment, but it's very hard to be like, oh, I'd like to do X kind of stream, or oh, I think it would be really cool to plan out this. It's kind of difficult for me to think that far ahead. I do meticulously plan a lot of my streams, but when it comes to coming up with ideas, I'm very bad at it on the spot. But I was thinking about it as I was saving all of the images for these marshmallows, and something that did come to mind was like, maybe doing like a spelling bee. Either with just the other girls in kawaii, or maybe opening it up to like a bunch of other VTubers. I think somebody has already done like a spelling bee with VTubers before, but I think something like that would be really fun. Just like something that's kind of like a game show. I think it would be really fun to host a game show or something like that. So that's my first thought. That would probably just be a regular stream. As for a member stream, I don't know. I'm still getting used to having, like, members, you know? I want to make things special for the member streams, too, but I have to think about it. You could be the first person to do it second. You know what? That's so true. Second ever spelling bee. Me. I did it. Alright, question 2. You said you wanted to do collabs on Twitter. Any kawaii collabs you'd like to see someday, either with your genmates or Gen 1/Gen 2? That impromptu Kaya/Lua/Oni collab was a lot of fun. So, what that tweet was actually just making more VTuber friends, not necessarily looking for collabs. I just wanted to have more friends that are also VTubers. That said, the tweet does not apply to this question because I'm already friends with all of the kawaii girls. It's not that I'm necessarily, like, dismissing them, but I'm already friends with everybody in kawaii. I wanted to make friends with people outside of kawaii, too. But if we're going to go back to thinking about kawaii stuff again, I think I would like to do more collabs with Isla Senpai and Reina Senpai. Those are the two that came to my head first. Reina Senpai and I do really want to try and find things to do because we're both demon types. So we really want to do a collab based off of that. And then I think it would be fun to collaborate with Isla Senpai too. We talked a lot while I was working on her voice packs, so it'll be really fun to get to know her more by doing a stream too. So those are the first ones that come to mind. I don't necessarily have to collab with both of them at once, but... I'd also like to collaborate with Nami Senpai too. Nami Senpai is really cool. Do you guys know that? So that would be a fun person to collaborate with, but I would have to think about what we could do for a collab. Because I'm not much of a gamer, so I would have to think about options that I could present from my side. Okay. Question 3. What are some of your favorite things about your viewers / fans and streaming so far? I like that my audience... I promise I'm not hesitating because I don't know what to say. I'm trying to figure out how to word what I want to say. I like that you guys aren't afraid to give me ideas. I feel like sometimes one of the hardest things to do as a content creator, especially if you want to please your audience, I think it's difficult when someone is like, just do whatever you want to do. We'll be happy as long as you're happy doing something. But like, if I'm asking you, it means I want your opinion. And I like that you guys have been pretty straightforward with what you want to see and things that you're interested in seeing. And you also offer feedback on like ideas and stuff too. It's a really good strength to have, I believe. I like that we have that kind of like open communication back and forth of like, hey guys, I'm thinking about doing this, and you guys could be like, that sounds great, Yuno, or maybe you should consider doing that later, Yuno. Obviously, I will be ultimately making most, if not all of the decisions like myself, but I do like getting these ideas from you guys. It helps me out when I get really stuck. But, like, to me, I think that that's a really good thing to have in an audience because, you know, as much as I am streaming also for myself, I do want to entertain you guys. So I don't mind listening to the opinions that you have or, like, considering the things that you want to see. Okay. Question 4. I don't remember if you said you plan to do ASMR. Are you looking at me right now? Are you looking at me right now? Are you looking? How many times do I have to bring up that I am working on ASMR videos? You guys were literally there when we decided all of the prompts. I listened to you guys. I wrote down the prompts that you guys wanted. They're just a bit slow right now because I'm waiting on art. Please remember the projects that I'm working on. You guys helped me come up with the ideas. Please. Do you even watch me? Do you even pay attention to my content? The answer is yes, I am planning to do ASMR. If so, any hints on what we can expect? Well, obviously you would know if you watched that stream where I took suggestions from you guys directly. Yes, we will be getting multiple kinds of themes, such as a bartender, such as a Genki childhood friend, such as a tsundere rival, such as other such ideas. In no particular order. They will just be coming later, because I'm still working on them. Okay, but like for real, the thing that I was working on my writing stream last week was one of the scripts. It is finished. The art is also being worked on. I think it's almost done. I had to send a bit of feedback earlier, so that will probably be coming out next month? Probably. Maybe. If I can get it finished on time. Can we get an Oni being mad at us for not listening scenario? Honestly, I might have to. POV, you tuned out listening to your favorite Oni talk about her content and she's mad at you and is rehashing what her content plans are again. For the record, I'm not actually mad. I'm just teasing you for not remembering. If I was actually mad, you would know. Okay. Will you ever do Valley Girl ASMR? Well, no, because you don't remember that I'm planning to do ASMR in the first place. Here's your one Yuno swear for the day. You're not getting shit, my guy. You're getting absolutely nothing. I'm kidding, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Question 5. Is this a seal or a whale? My guy, that's an X. I don't know what you're asking here. That's just an X. That's all I can think of right now. Thanks for the streams and keep up the great work, Yuno Hanaki. I made sure not to misspell it like last week. Thank you. I appreciate the questions. Maro hid my emoji? What do you mean your emoji? This was written by an anonymous person. Are you taking credit for the anonymous person's writing? That's crazy. Scandalous. But it's anonymous. I'm just kidding. I clearly knew it was you. Anyway. Next Maro. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. Gotta redistribute the weight here. Don't want all of you just carrying some of it while the rest of you don't do anything. There we go. Okay. You said in your lore that you were a performer, right? Yes. Yes, I did. Thank you for remembering. Good to know that somebody here remembers. Well, out of curiosity, what did your performances involve? Were you a dancer of some sort? I did do some dancing. I did a lot of dancing with a fan. But primarily, the bulk of my performances were poetry. So in the place that I worked, we did multiple kinds of performances. Some of it was acting-based, some of it was dancing-based. Sometimes we were singing, but a lot of the time it was just us reading poetry to the patrons. A lot of it was poetry. I actually started writing. That was something I was well known for. People would usually come to me for poetry readings. Because I'm a very well-read individual. So I would read poetry to them. If so, could we see what they're like sometime? Maybe. I would certainly love to be able to read more poetry. You danced with an Onibito? No! I danced with, like, a fan as in, like, the object fan. Competitive poetry, slam poetry. I mean, yeah, those are things that I'm also very into. Modern takes on poetry are super interesting. I don't know if I would be able to pull off the same kind of vibe, but I think that would be fun. Okay. This is a fun one. Hello, Yuno. Who's your favorite Dragon Ball character? Also, quick, would you ever watch the original Dragon Ball anime watch-along sometime in the future? Never watched Dragon Ball. Actually, that's a lie. I've probably watched, like, one episode in the middle of the night on, like, Toonami, Adult Swim, whatever it was called. I've probably seen, like, one episode, maybe. Maybe two. Don't remember anything about it, though. I cannot answer this question properly. I apologize. Would you ever watch the original Dragon Ball anime sometime in the future? Also, probably a no. It's not a particular interest of mine. Something you will quickly learn about me is that I don't really watch a lot of shonen series. Like, it's just not my cup of tea. It's a lot of the reason why I don't really want to watch, like, One Piece and the like. I'm just not that into shonen, unfortunately. I'm sure that means that I miss out on a lot of, like, really cool series, but unless I really like the premise, I'm probably not going to pick up a shonen. And Dragon Ball is also another series that's, like, really long, similar to how long One Piece is, though not as long. And I think that would be too much to commit to, especially for, like, a watch-along thing. That would mean that, like, all of my watch-alongs would have to be Dragon Ball. But I appreciate the ask. Thank you for being curious about it. We can watch the episodes on 2x speed. Honestly, that would be kind of funny. Those, like, entire episodes where they're just charging up their power. So it's just, like, a very high-pitched... Wah! Wah! Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. Okay, next. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Them being so long makes it way too much to get into at this point, so much context loss. This is very true. Okay. Why is my tracking being weird? Hello? Can we, focus on me, please? There we go. Ba-ba-ba. What made you decide to have your tattoo be of bellflowers? Well, I didn't really decide it, actually. The ceremony just took place within a bellflower field. There's like this big field of bellflowers on Onigashima. And the bellflowers glow like stars at night. So they decided to do the ceremony there because it had a very special, like, ambiance to it. And I guess because of the influence of the bellflowers that were glowing, that's kind of what led to it becoming a bellflower. So it wasn't entirely by choice, but I don't particularly mind it because bellflowers are very pretty. Did you get it before or after you got banished? After. It was part of the transformation ceremony. It's like... I guess it's basically kind of like the mark of becoming an Oni. This is probably where, like, all of my power is being stored. Can we get a better look? Yeah, here you go. Do you see it? Are you looking at it? Got it? You got it? What tattoo? Please. But yeah, it was after I was banished. Can you go lower? No! I will not. Good try, though, but I won't. I'm not giving food to those people. The rebellious tattoo phase? I don't know what you mean. Rebellious tattoo? I don't know. I I don't think so. Do I seem like a rebellious teenager to you? I'm not a rebellious teen. I'm just a cute little Oni. Question 3. This might be weird, but why on the right thigh specifically? I don't know. You'd have to take that up with the Oni who did the ceremony. I didn't really pick it. Sorry I can't give you a better answer. I don't really know why they ended up choosing that spot either. I tried to ask, but they didn't really give me a direct answer. Maybe that's something else I have to research. Isn't that the left thigh? Well, I assume they mean, like, viewer right. But you're right that it is my actual left. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, though. I'm not going to actually them in this instance. Oh no, we can't remember if it's the left thigh or the right thigh. Maybe I have to show you again. Nah, I'm kidding. We're not doing that. Okay. Ba, 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 ba. Next one. This one. For research purposes, please. Do you have a family or guardian at Onigashima? Yes? Question mark? I'm technically old enough that I can live by myself. And to that end, I do. But I also have, Oni guardians that come to visit and, like, check up on me. Sometimes they will do things like bring me food. Sometimes they will just, like, check in, see how things are going. But, like, I wouldn't necessarily call them, like, an actual family. I guess it's more just, like, people observing me. I think as much as they have grown to trust me, they are still a little bit wary of the things that I could do since I'm still partially human. But yeah, I guess to that end, they're, like, kinda like family. Though I guess they lean more guardian. How did you learn of VTubing? How technologically advanced is it? We are not super technologically advanced. We are behind the times in a lot of ways. We don't really have a lot near us because of the fact that we kind of exist in our own general sort of plane. But, I personally learned of VTubing because there was a special person who comes to visit Onigashima like it's her summer vacation home. A fellow demon of sorts. But she has a vacation home here on Onigashima. And one time when she was visiting, she mentioned that she got into this whole VTubing thing. And I was like, oh wow, that sounds really cool. What a great way to connect with other people. And so then from there, I was the one who kind of took initiative and started discussing with the village elders to see if we could start, improving our technology a little bit. And the rest was kind of history. How did you even get to Onigashima? Where exactly did you go, and what did the entrance look like? Well, as I have said, I was banished. When I was banished, I was placed alone on a boat that was then pushed off the shore and just kind of into the abyss of the ocean. The village probably didn't care whether or not I was actually going to go to Onigashima or not. They probably just assumed I would either die on the boat or drown or who knows, really? But because they didn't really care about what was going to happen to me, I was just drifting for a very long time. And I don't even particularly remember how I ended up in Onigashima. I think I was unconscious at the time and I just woke up on the shore. But the Oni there found me and they acted a little bit hostile at first. But then they kind of took pity on me. I was kind of left to my own devices for a long time because they didn't really know what to do with me, but I don't think there was a particular entrance, at least not something that I remember. And And they would kind of prefer to keep it that way, because they don't really want me knowing what the entrance is like. Just the image of Yuno explaining streaming to the village elder is hilarious. Yeah, it took a long time. But they kind of understood it. And we had already started, like, slowly, upgrading and improving in our society, like, before then. It's just, I had to explain why we needed better internet than, like, dial-up. That's the main thing I had to explain. And yes, that is why I had to bring up what the heck streaming even is. Okay. Next question. Ba 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 ba. Mimi. Your last name is Hanaki, or Beautiful Oni. Did you get that name after you became an Oni? No. That was always my name. A bit of a, poetic irony there, huh? That I ended up actually becoming an Oni. The person who banished me, the powerful nobleman, did actually tell me that I was basically the same as an Oni anyway, so it made sense to banish me to Onigashima as punishment. So it is a bit of poetic irony in that sense. But no, I didn't get that name after. I've always had the name. A faded role? That's one way to look at it. Okay. Oh, this one was kind of funny. We're going back to the shonen topic. Yuno, would you ever do a Smash or Pass shonen main character edition with your gen mates? I didn't know how to take this when I first read it. I was like, I don't know enough about shonen to be able to make any sort of judgments. But also, like, Smash or Pass is so old, like, as a trend. Why would you actually want to see this? This trend died already. It died, like, last year. We're good now, right? Like, I don't think we need to see any more Smash or Passes. In my opinion, anyway. So that was an interesting question. I think the answer is no. It's buried for a reason? Yeah, exactly. But I just thought it was funny that someone would think to ask it. Yeah, true. This idea itself is a pass. Thanks for the question, though. Alright. Next one. You said that those shoes were meant to be for high-class individuals on your debut stream, which got me thinking. Are you of high-class nobility? If so, how did you become of this class? Me, myself, I don't think so. I think a lot of the Oni in the village treat me as if I am nobility, but I don't actually have a title. Although, a lot of them like to make jokes about me being the Oni princess. I don't think this is true. I'm pretty sure they mean it as a joke. What is your lifestyle like there, your day-to-day routine? You're asking me to explain my day in the life of a half Oni on Onigashima. I wake up at 6 a.m. No, I can't do something like that. I don't think it's very lavish. Similar to what it was like in my human village, I think it's just very plain. I don't really go out of my way to spoil myself with luxuries or anything. Are you still a performer in your free time? Yes, I do perform for the Oni quite regularly, actually. And I mean, what I'm doing here is also technically another form of performance, right? So if anything, I'm just a virtual performer. But I do also do performances for the Oni. You're a special case, so in a way it could be royalty. I guess that's one way to look at it. But I don't think I would actually call myself royalty. That feels weird. I don't feel like I suit being royalty. I've never really thought of myself that way. I mean, especially because I'm coming from a situation where I was banished. Like, when I look at myself, I don't really see a princess. I just see, like, a commoner at best. But who knows? Maybe someday I'll have some sort of, like, princess awakening. Or something like that. They'll doll me up like in the Princess Diaries or something. Who knows? What is your usual pattern on that hand fan? Also, do you always keep a fan on you? I do always keep a fan on me, but the usual pattern, there isn't one. I collect fans. I've mentioned this before. But I have a bunch of different fans with all sorts of different colors and patterns and beautiful, like, different shapes and stuff on them. So, I can't really tell you if there's a usual pattern. I don't personally think there is one because I do my best to change them out as often as I can. Not a fan of anything in particular. Ha 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 ha. You got me. Tee hee hee. But yeah, no particular fan. They're just kind of all over the place. The more elegant looking, the better, though. Okay. Next. We're almost done with the marshmallows. There's only, 3 left. Including this one. I only got one question for the Q&A. Will you become a member of the Kaya Nishikino channel? Did she send you here? Is she asking you to do this? Is she pressuring you? Dangogumi, or I guess Kayagumi if you ended up getting her membership. Blink twice if you're in danger. This looks like something Kaya wrote. No, I know how Kaya writes. I don't think it would be this. I don't think she would write like this, but I guess she could. She also is not afraid to sign her marshmallows with her name, so I think that if this really was her, then she probably would have signed it. Because she likes to cause problems and, like, acknowledge that it was her that did it. It is not like her to do anything anonymous. That said, I'm waiting for a little bit, but yes, I do plan to get a membership, both to her and to Ranchan, when Ranchan's open in the future too. Because I like my gen mates. And I like their stuff. Ihi. I keep forgetting you can be members of each other's channels. I know, right? Probably because it's not a super common practice. I hear some places even, like, have rules against it, which I think is a little silly, but eh. I would support my gen mates if I could. So I plan to. Okay. Next one. Do you collect fans often? Yes. How many do you have? Too many. What is your favorite pattern on one of them? I have this really pretty one with, like, gold spirals on it. It's like an emerald green fan, and it's got these, like, gold kind of spirally patterns. Mm-hmm. I like how they spiral all over the fan. It's cute. Why do you even have 100 fans? Why not? Fans are pretty, they are interchangeable, they help you look very elegant and ladylike. They are very good at hiding your expression in case you want to laugh at someone but you don't want them to know that you are laughing at them. They're beautiful. It's like asking a lady why she has so many shoes. I ain't about shoes. I'm all about fans. So that's that on that. Okay. And then last marshmallow, then I'll be opening up the Q&A. Do you have a fan for every occasion? Basically. On Christmas, I'll pull out the Christmas fans. What's the cutest part of an Oni? I promise I'm not trying to make one of those jokes. What is the cutest part of an Oni? That is a good question. I mean, if we want to talk about things that are particularly relevant to being an Oni, it's probably where you would bring up, like, the horns, right? It's either the horns, or I guess because in my clan everybody has a tattoo somewhere on their body. It could also be the tattoo. I think both are really good, though. Canonically a fangirl. Ha ha. When you say you're a big fan of fans, ha ha. You guys are great. Real riot. But yeah, I think the cutest parts of an Oni would be horns and tattoo. I say forehead is the cutest part. Well, you're allowed to have an opinion. My opinion differs. But you're still allowed to have one. So good for you. Okay, that's it for the marshmallows. Thank you to the people who submitted their marshmallows, who submitted their lovely questions. I will be opening the floor with the Q&A feature. Hopefully this doesn't break my chat like what happened to Kaya that one day. Please do not break my chat. I will cry. Okay. La 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 la. Let me open this. Ah! Sorry, pop-ups. Okay. Start a Q&A. Ask me anything. Start. Oh no, it did break the chat. Yep. Okay, hold on. Let me fix this. Hold on. I'm gonna do it this way. Nope, let me mute. I don't want to hear myself. I think if I do it like this, it should be okay. I think? You're not dead. I'm just trying. Let me fix it. I just finished explaining. Please, I'm aware. There you go. Okay, so now I can actually see the questions on my side, and you guys will be able to still only see chat. Yippee! I love how a feature YouTube implements breaks its own site. It just messes with, like, the chat coning. Because, like, when I get the chat, I get it from, like, the live monitoring room. And when I set up a Q&A, right, it automatically pulls me up to the Q&A page so I see the questions. And so the link automatically updates to show the Q&A page, which is not what I want. I want it to show the chat, because that is what this screen is for. It's not for the Q&A. So I just have to go and, like, re-get the link for the chat. Like, the view that specifically shows the chat. But now on my end, I can still look at the question section. So I can actually see all the questions being asked. Me to my chat in desperation. I can fix you. I've got this. I can fix you. Okay. Let me change my windows again. Okay. Okay. So the first question says, anything? Also, I think chat is broken. Not a question, but thanks. I was on it. Do you have a favorite yokai? Oh, that's tough. I know this is a bit of a cop-out question because it's what you guys are, but I do actually really like, Onibi. Which, you know, it's what you guys are based off of. But I would say it's one of my favorites. Oh my gosh, I have hiccups, I'm sorry. We're your favorite? Yeah, you guys are my favorite. What would you look like if you were a full Oni? I'd probably be... green? I'd be green? I'd still have my gold horns, and I'd probably have the same, like, hair and eye color, I guess. I'd be super tall. I'd have really, like, strong muscles. I'd have, like, a 12-pack. I'd be very powerful. Maybe I'd have, like, big fangs or something. I don't know, something like that. Shrek, but more intense, perhaps. That's not cute? What do you mean? I think that's adorable. You guys just don't have good taste. I would be cute in any form. Bigger forehead, please. But I mean, technically, yes. You're not entirely wrong in that regard, but like, man. Actual question. Any FPS you would maybe play on stream? As in, like, first-person shooter? I don't know. That is not my kind of game, like, ever. But, like, I'd be open to trying it. Like, if it was for the sake of playing a game for a collab or something. Maybe. Maybe you would get me to try it. But, like, I don't even know what the options are. I don't think about that genre in the slightest. What's your favorite cartoon as a kid? Oh my gosh, there are so many options. I was a big Cardcaptor Sakura lover. When I was a kid, I watched the, like, the localized version, which was Cardcaptors, but that was one of the first series where I, like, actually got into, like, reading the manga proper. It was one of the first manga I actually fully read. So then I watched, like, the OG version of the anime. The one that was not censored to hell and back. And I really liked it. So I guess that's kind of my answer. At least that was, like, baby's first anime that wasn't Pokemon. But I was also a big Pokemon and Sonic kid. I really liked Sonic X, too. Can you fix our minds? Yeah? Easily. I'm just choosing not to right now. Well, mate. Getting lots of, the girlies are talking on Slack right now. Let me pause my notifications really quick. I will look at this later. Thanks, girls. Wait, why are you saying no? What did I say? Phyllis sit on the gossip? No. What the girls are talking about is between the girls. What sort of covers do you want to do or plan to do in the future? I have one cover, at least, in the works. Why are my frames dropping? Hello, VTube Studio. I am asking you nicely to behave. Can I work, please? There we go. But yeah, I have at least one song cover that I plan to work on in the near-ish future. It's mostly collabs right now. I'm in a few song collabs. I won't talk about who with or like what songs, but there are a few collaborations in the works. And I have at least one planned solo. Okay. If you were to pick a favorite food to eat on a daily basis, what would it be and why? I think I would have to choose Shin Ramyun. With, like, all of the fixings that I put in it, too. So, like, I add corn, I add eggs, and I add green onions. I think that would be the thing that I could eat every day. It's always so good. Every time I think that I don't actually want it, I then go to make it, and I'm just like, ugh, this hits the spot. Especially now that it's cold. I think it's really easy to fall in love with soup. It's really yummy. Do you have any ambitions or goals you want to achieve? Please see my goals slide on my debut stream. But, I guess to abridge it, I want to have a lot of collabs with as many people as possible. I would like to release original music, both a solo song and maybe songs with, like, other kawaii girls or even other, like, non-kawaii girls. I think it'd just be cool to release a lot of original music. I want to release a Nendoroid. Management knows what a Nendoroid is now, so hopefully that means eventually I could get a Nendoroid. That would be kind of cool. Other than that, I can't think of any of my other goals off the top of my head. But those. Oh, lore videos. I want to be able to release, like, really cool lore videos. Maybe even get them animated? That would be kind of neat. Thank you for introducing them to Nendoroids. No problem, man. Someone has to be a weeb in this company. What's your go-to Starbucks order? Oh my gosh. It changes depending on my mood. But something that I do really like to drink a lot of the time is the, oh my gosh, it has a really long name, but what drink at Starbucks doesn't have a really long name? The brown sugar oat milk shaken espresso. That's one of my favorite drinks to get. I really like oat milk a lot, actually. So I tend to go for oat milk in, like, my drinks and stuff. I also will get, like, a pastry of some kind. Usually it's the cheese Danish or the chocolate croissant. Again, depending on mood. I also really like their oatmeal, actually. Especially in the winter, I tend to start ordering the oatmeal more often. What can I say? I like my oatmeal. She's yummy. Croissant. Yeah, my croissant. What is the first video game you remember playing? Probably Pokemon Silver? Pokemon Crystal? It was one of those. But it was like really old Pokemon. Like I played it on like a Game Boy Color and everything. Well, I say played. I borrowed it from somebody, my older cousin. And he had already beaten the game before, I think. But I took it from him and was like playing it, and I beat the Elite Four with like a team of all like maxed out legendaries, and I was like, I beat the Elite Four for you. And he was like, oh yeah, great job. Amazing work, you know? So that was like my first experience of like playing a game. At least the first one that I can remember. He gave that one to you? Yeah, he let me have the W. Literally cracked. Do you have any pets? What type of pet do you have? I do not have any pets, unfortunately. I really wish I did. If I could have a pet, I think I would want to go for, like, maybe a cat? I've also always really wanted a dog, but, like, a tiny dog. I love lap dogs. I love animals that I can cuddle. So I think I would want, like, a small dog. Good for cuddling. I would also want a cat that likes to cuddle. Ideally. So probably something like that. Cuddly animals. You more of a dog or a cat person? I always used to say I was more of a dog person, but I think, based on my lifestyle on Onigashima anyway, I think it's probably better suited for cats. I think I could probably handle having a cat a lot better. We Damadachi like to cuddle? That's true, you guys are also literally balls of fire. It would be very warm. And there are 4 different kinds of you, so that would be very cuddly. Future merch ideas, like maybe an Oni plushie or etc. Gosh. I was actually just having to think about merch earlier today. Something that I really want is, like, a rubber strap. I don't think I'll be able to get one anytime soon, but do you know that style of merch that some series release, where it's like a rubber strap of the character? It's like a rubber feeling, like, keychain. Usually it's like a chibi. But it's like, it's called a rubber strap. I don't... Let me see if I can find, like, a picture of a rubber strap, I guess. But rubber straps are, like, some of my favorite piece of anime merchandise, and I really want one someday. Obviously, of course, I'm also thinking about, like, the Nendoroid, but that's also something that's very far away. Mate. Yeah, I'm pulling up a picture. I'm trying to see if I can find a good example of one. Mate. Sure, we'll do this one. Let me save this image. WebP, my beloved. Why does everything save in WebP anymore? It's kind of the worst. Da, 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 da. Where did she save? There it is. Oh, big image. But yeah, rubber straps kind of look like this. They're not always in like this art style, but something like this, but it's like made of rubber. It's not, I don't know how else to describe it. But like it's printed directly onto like the rubber material. It's got like the little outline, but it still has the details like in the art and stuff. I know these. I love bending them. If I get one, don't bend me. Don't bend me. But they are pretty bendy. But yeah, they're my favorite kind of, like, merchandise. I also think that they're really good for, like, Ita bag making and things like that. They are just really cute. But that's something I would really like to get someday. If I have the opportunity to do so. That's like the first idea that comes to my mind. I think I'd also like to release like, maybe like a planner or a calendar that's like, Yuno themed, obviously. Like maybe you could like decorate it and like when you're marking out all of the days in a month, maybe there's like a little Yuno on certain days, like there's a chibi of her on Setsubun for her birthday and like that kind of thing. Talking about myself in the third person, but you get what I mean, right? Like the little character. That was another idea that I had. Mm-hmm. Do you own any plushies? I have too many plushies. But yes, I do. Currently, the main one that I sleep with is this giant sleeping Pikachu. He's very big and very soft. Good for cuddling. I love my big Pikachu. My big guy. You said that those Geta shoes were for people of high nobility. Does that mean you're in the upper class in Onigashima? I actually answered this earlier. I don't know if you were there for that, but, they jokingly refer to me as an Oni princess, but I don't think I'm actually a princess. I think it's just a joke. A running joke among the other Oni. But yeah, these Geta are usually worn by people of high nobility. Because the point of them, right? Alright, I guess I have to show them because we're talking about it, for those of you who've never seen them. But, like, the reason why these are so tall is because the implication is supposed to be that I don't have to do that much walking. The implication is supposed to be that I have a lot of people who do the work for me. So I don't have to, like, walk, and that's why I get to wear these, like, elegant shoes. That's supposed to be the point. I do still walk in these, though, and I also dance in them. Yes, they are 10 centimeters tall. You don't have to bring it up every time I show them. Man, you don't have to bring it up every time. They're just my shoes, bro. Okay. Ugh, nose itchy. Got any pet peeves or something that annoys you? It doesn't have to be stream related, but if so, that too. Pet peeves. I don't really like eating noises. So, like, something about me is that I'm more relaxed by, like, cooking ASMR, but I really don't like, the like, eating parts. I like listening to people cook, but I don't like listening to people eat. So, like, if you have, like, really bad etiquette when you are eating food, and you make a lot of noise while you're eating, I hate it. That drives me crazy. Oh, Pira, thank you for the $5. I think I still have alerts turned off for donations because of when I was playing Symphonia. That's my bad. But, thank you. It was brief, but here's the thigh tax. Thanks, man. But I think that's, like, the first pet peeve that I thought of. Maybe I have other ones. I just don't know them off the top of my head. Let's see. Da, 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 da. What type of anime are you interested in watching? My usual preferred genre of anime is like shoujo or slice of life or just things that are generally like more wholesome and like usually have good endings. I'm not a big fan of, like, bad endings or, like, unfinished endings. Like, endings that don't feel complete. And I feel like with Slice of Life, you can usually end it in a more rounded out way because it's, like, Slice of Life and the logical conclusion is, like, life just continues like that. So that's usually my preference, but I can go for, like, other series, too. It just kind of depends on the mood. Depends on if I like the premise. Are your horns really made of gold? No. They're real horns. If so, do you know why? No, they're real horns. Neopets or Club Penguin? I was a Neopets kid. Usul, the little squirrel one, that one was my favorite. I had, like, a toy, it wasn't really an action figure, but I had, like, a toy Usul that was, like, the gold with, like, the red, like, fluff, like, the red, collar and stuff. But I had a little Usul, and she would make, like, little squeaky noises and stuff. Do you know why they're real? What do you mean? I don't know what they're made of, and also, of course they're real? Like, the whole point of the ceremony was to try and turn me Oni. Like, of course they're real. What are you talking about? They just happen to be a gold color. Like, I don't know what answer you're looking for here. Could be string cheese. I don't think it's string cheese. I know it's a very solid, strong material. It's just, I don't think, they're not gold, because they're not fake. They're real. I don't know why you think they're fake. Okay. Why do the Oni treat you like a princess anyway? Would you like to... This says love, but I'm pretty sure you meant live. Would you like to live as one? As I have said, I think like 3 times now, it's just a running joke that the Oni have. They're just like, oh, look, it's the little princess out on her morning walk and stuff like that. Though they do also treat me like a lady, which is pretty nice too. But like, I'm not literally a princess. It's just a running joke with how they treat me. Since you were 21 when you became an Oni, does that mean... Okay, you got the math wrong. I've been 21 for over 200 years, not 2000. So I was not born into AD. But I've been 21 for 200 years. Good try. I don't remember if you've said before, but any viewer games you might play someday, like Jackbox and etc. Oh, definitely Jackbox. Maybe Fall Guys? Maybe... I don't know. I'll have to think about party games, because like I said before, I'm not much of a gamer, so I honestly don't know a lot of games. I will be open to suggestions whenever I decide to do member games, though. What was the last piece of media that made you cry? What was the last piece of media? It was... Let me think. I did watch something recently that made me cry, but what was it? It was some... I think it was a movie on Netflix, but I don't remember what it was. Suffering. I don't remember. But I do actually cry pretty easily when it comes to watching stuff. I just can't remember off the top of my head, unfortunately. Favorite Pokemon game? This is tough. In terms of, like, game experience, maybe? I think I really liked Sun and Moon. I liked the whole feel of the region. It was a bit refreshing to experience something that wasn't like gyms, but it was still like challenges that you had to complete on the islands. I think that like the overall experience was really good there. I'll answer for you, gold and silver. Hey, don't put words in my mouth. Do you have a favorite Marvel or DC superhero? I am not big on DC, but when it comes to Marvel, I really like, the Incredible Hulk. I also really like Spider-Man, but Bruce Banner has a soft spot in my heart. Lore-wise, what do you do when you're not streaming? Lore-wise, huh? I think we found the person who was asking questions about the lore. We found him, fellas. What do I do? Usually I'm taking care of tasks around the island. I help out with a lot of different things. Since I'm one of the few on the island that can read, I am often enlisted to, like, read certain pieces of information, to do research to, like, find out certain things about things that the Oni on the island are doing. I've also been the most connected to, like, human culture, so as Onigashima evolves and starts improving its own culture, I'm often called in to be, like, a consultant to make sure that they're doing everything okay. Love your current outfit, so wanted to ask, if you ever get a second outfit, what would you like or maybe add, enhance? Like, maybe less forehead, etc. Why'd you word it like that? I mean, obviously, I would love to earn a second outfit in the future. I will be working hard to try and get the opportunity to have one, because that would be really nice. In terms of, like, what I would like, I think I would probably go a little bit more casual, perhaps? Because this kimono is very, very elegant and very, like, formal feeling. I think I would want to get something that's more casual, like something more everyday. I think I've mentioned this before, but one of the first conversations I had with Nami-senpai was about how my vibe suits, like, cottagecore aesthetics. So I'd probably go for something, like, really cozy. Or, like, maybe something, like, librarian-themed. I also really like dark academia as, like, a school of fashion. So I think that could also look really good on me. We need more forehead, not less. Hey, man. My outfit, my choices. If I decide that the outfit needs bangs, that's my choice to make. What if your horns were actually made of gold? Why do you keep asking? They're real horns, man. They're not made of gold. Just because they're the same color as the gold accessories on my head doesn't make them fake. They're real horns. Please stop asking. Canonically, how often do you visit Earth? I mean, Onigashima is on Earth. So, like, I'm always on Earth. Onigashima is just a bit isolated, is all. Have you thought about playing Danganronpa or Persona games? I've thought about both. I've already played Persona 3 and Persona 4, so I guess if I was gonna play a Persona game, I would probably pick up Persona 5, because that's one that I've never experienced ever. If I were to pick up Persona 3 or Persona 4, it would just be me reliving my experience, which I guess is similar to what I'm doing with Tales of Symphonia. If you guys would be into seeing me be, or continue to be, nostalgic, then maybe we could do, like, one of those as, like, a revisit. I would certainly love to play the remake of Persona 3 when it comes out, but I don't know if I want to make that a stream game. Because the thing about making something a stream game means that you can really only, progress with it, on stream. And knowing me, I will want to keep playing. And then it would just be, me in agony because I can't play off stream. I'll be super down for P5 since it's my favorite game. I'll keep that in mind. I was talking about this in one of my other recent streams, but I feel like, now that Royal is out, it would probably be the better time to play it. versus playing vanilla P5. The Oni can't read. Are you the breadwinner of all of Onigashima? No. It's just that the Oni operate on different, like, systems of things. Like, they care more about, like, bartering. They care more about, like, completing physical tasks. They aren't as well-read. Some of them can read, but barely. They just kind of choose not to. I am the most well-read. That much is true. Why is Yuno so cute? Aww, blushing. Thank you. I don't know why. I suppose I just am. Why word good when shiny rock do better? I mean, true. Lore-wise, what is your personality like? I don't know why you're specifying in the lore. I think I act about the same. What's your favorite Disney movie, show, or cartoon? Specifically Disney? I actually really like Cinderella. I've brought this up before, I think, but I really love Cinderella and all of the different renditions of the traditional Cinderella story. I really like Cinderella, so I think that would be what I would choose. Vanilla P5 never leaves Sony jail, unlike Royal. It's like Persona 4, where Alice just wants you to play Golden instead of Vanilla. That's the thing that always has kind of bugged me about how Persona's been going. It feels like you can't... Or it feels like you shouldn't get invested in the first game that comes out because they're just going to have a remastered one later. Or like a more complete version. Granted, with Persona 4, the gap between Persona 4 and Golden was a bit bigger. But with Persona 5, I feel like the gap between Persona 5 and Royal was a lot like smaller. And so in my head I was just like, what's the point of even trying to play Persona 5 when there's probably going to be a better version of it that comes out? The more complete version, quote unquote. It feels like they released the beta than the actual game. Right! Agreed! That even happened with some Tales games for a while there. It's so annoying. Why can't you just come out with a finished game? A finished game, let that be a finished game that costs like $60, $70, and we don't have to buy a new edition in order to get the new stuff. Because that's the thing that's frustrating. It's the fact that it'll be like a $60 game, and then like 2 or 3 years later, they'll be like, here's the exact same game, only with like the added content that we would have had in the first version. Pay us another $60. And I'm just like, why? Why though? Why would you do that? It's kind of like how Pokemon used to be. Why get Diamond or Pearl when Platinum comes out next year? I know, right? Practically the same game, just with a little bit of added stuff. Games industry doesn't do finished games anymore, which is so dumb. So silly. We love buying the same game twice out here. Okay. Okay, disposable income. I kid. If you want to buy multiple editions of the same game, that's definitely your prerogative, and I'm sure if you love the game a lot, that makes it okay. It's because the upper levels of studios only want the thing released to meet deadlines. Ugh, don't talk to me about deadlines. Considering how often they, like, make the teams crunch in order to get these games out. Awful. Terrible. Don't even. How large is Onigashima anyway? It's a moderately sized island. I've never explored the whole thing, so I can't confirm its actual size, but there are multiple different Oni clans all throughout Onigashima. Ours is only one. But I know there are lots more. Favorite sport? I don't really play sports. I think... I liked soccer and baseball a lot as a kid. So I guess I'll go with that. Some of these games release even before they're fully done and end up having bugs. I know! It's so... It makes me so mad. I think that's why I tend to gravitate to a lot of, like, indie games these days. I go to, like, indie developers because, like, you know, they usually operate without a crunch and they are smaller teams and thus more, like, dedicated, I guess. But yeah, I tend to gravitate towards indie games. Soccer? Yeah, I do quite like soccer. I wouldn't say I, like, watch the sports, but I did like playing it a lot when I was a kid. Baseball, too. But I told that story before on, Bar Lemon about how I was nicknamed Slugger because I was really good at hitting home runs. And then I squandered all of that talent and ability and became an anime girl on the internet. Do you have any favorite genre of music you listen to? Anime music, idol music, anime idol music. That's about it. But if you want something that's not like anime or like J-pop, I listen to acapella groups a lot. Not just like pentatonics, but I also listen to voice play. I listen to girl groups also. I like acapella creators. Acapella music is pretty cool. I like when they have like really creative renditions of songs. I'm a big fan of like taking a song and changing its whole vibe around. So like I also quite like creators who do that thing where it's like, here's what this song would sound like in minor key, or here's what this song would sound like in major key. I love those. I love hearing a complete reimagination of a song. Now, what's your favorite genre, lore-wise? Don't make fun of them. Laser tag, yes or no? I've only played laser tag, I want to say once. I can only remember playing it once in my life. I don't have any recollection of playing it more than that. I think I liked it. I wish I could remember more about the actual experience, but I really can't. Unfortunate. But I would say probably yes. I think it would be fun to play it now. Like, now that I'm older. Are there any series or titles that you really want to get into, but it's been sitting on the back burner for a really long time? Kind of. I have a lot of series that I like, that I watched in the past, and then they recently came out with, like, sudden new seasons, like, out of nowhere. But, like, I'm the kind of person where I would want to, like, rewatch the old stuff before I got into the new stuff. So to that end, that's all stuff that's, like, sitting in the back burner, but, something like that, maybe. The first example I could think of is Show by Rock. I was really into Show by Rock when it was first airing, and then it recently got, like, I think 2 new seasons. One that was, like, focused on a particular band, and then another, like, actual new season. And I haven't watched either of them because I wanted to rewatch the original Show by Rock stuff. It's so frustrating. Bum 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 bum. It's a good show. I agree. I quite liked it, actually. Retori, my beloved. She's so cute. Show by Rock sounds like a J-rock group. Well, they are kind of meant to be more, like, rock-focused. They're, like, different genres of rock, though. And some of them are, like, more idol-y sounding. Some of them are, like, what's it called? It's not Visual K, is it? Visual K rock, but like they're like different kinds of rock. That's why it's called Show by Rock. Would recommend, is good. If you like music anime, I think Show by Rock is cute. Lore-wise, how often do you visit outside of Onigashima? Occasionally. Not a ton. People more often will come to Onigashima than I will leave Onigashima, but I've been slowly trying to, like, leave a bit more often. The modern world is a bit scary, though. I thought you were saying Show by Rock, and I was like, what the heck is Business Rock? No, Show by Rock. 3 words. Show space by space rock. I'm new, but have you done any martial arts or considered doing any? Never done any martial arts. I don't know if I would consider doing any either. I am not a very physical activity-oriented Oni. As you can tell by the size of my geta, because they are about 10 centimeters tall, not very good for martial arts. Do you like games with an exciting story? I like games with interesting stories. Exciting, I feel like, depends on the person, but as long as I find the story itself to be interesting, then I will enjoy the game, probably. I can't answer this question, because one of the characters in it is technically a spoiler for Symphonia. My choice is Flynn, though. I forgot what they looked like. Please. Hi, welcome in. Okay, do some beans hurt you less than others? No, all beans hurt equally. The ones that are usually thrown on Setsubun are white soybeans, so I guess those are the ones that might be considered the most harmful. They're the ones that are usually considered the, like, most direct counter to an Oni. So I suppose if I had to pick one, those would probably be the worst ones, but all beans, I think, are about the same level of harmful. Any hard rock or heavy metal groups you like? No, unfortunately. I like listening to the genre occasionally, but I don't really have specific favorites in that genre. Mostly because I don't go out of my way to listen to it very often. I've said this many times, but I've got sensitive little baby ears, and it makes it hard to listen to a lot of, like, loud music a lot of the time. I'm a sensitive baby. Have you thought about ever becoming a voice actor someday, or have you been interested in it? Yeah, of course. I would love to be a voice actor in something someday. I think that I am, personally, if I'm allowed to, like, brag about myself a little bit for just a moment, I do think that voice acting is one of my special skills. I think that I have a really innate ability to be able to emote the minute I read a line. I just kind of intuitively understand how to act when I read a line the first time. I think it's just something that I'm pretty good at, so I think that that would lend itself well to actually becoming a voice actor, but I don't know. I know that voice acting has a lot more to it than that, but... Don't baked beans hurt you the most? Well, they're gross, but they don't hurt me. I guess if you were going to throw a baked bean at me, it would be kind of squishy, but that would still hurt. Also, aren't baked beans usually, like, served hot? Wouldn't that, like, burn me? It would burn me both because it's beans and because it's hot. Icky. Ever gone mountain biking? I've never gone mountain biking. I actually don't know how to ride a bike. Special Oni lore, I guess. I don't know how to ride a bike. I would want to go on, like, a hike, though. I think hiking would be pretty cool. Hiking through the mountains? But yeah, I cannot bike, unfortunately. If you ever do watch-along streams, what would you watch? You know, whatever I felt like watching. I guess I would probably pick, like, anime mostly, because that's usually the things that I want to watch. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Idol anime, music anime, I don't know, shoujo anime. Probably anime, primarily. Does Onigashima have any warriors or guardians? We have Oni warriors. We also have Oni that act as Onigashima guardians. I don't think they would be interested in allowing humans to guard Onigashima, though. I believe they would see that as a conflict of interest, at least in our village. If you could retroactively voice act in any show or game, which would you want the most? Oh my gosh. I think it would be really cool to play a character in, like, Pokemon, like, back in, like, the Satoshi era. The Ash era, whatever. That would have been pretty cool. I think it would also be really cool to be cast in, like, an idol project, like, maybe, like, an Idol Master or, like, an older Love Live. It sounds like a question someone who wants to invade would ask. That's how I feel about it. That's why I was very cautious in my answer. If the Endurance Batsu doesn't happen, when might we ever see an Oni Endurance stream in the future? I don't know. I would have to plan one out. I've said before, but, like, I want to plan out my streams, and if I was going to do an Endurance, I would need to have, like, at least a vague idea of a plan for what I would be doing during the long stream. Even if it was just playing the same game for several hours. If I could find a reason to do an Endurance stream, then I would. I don't really want to do it just to do it. Do you like horror movies? If so, which ones do you like? I don't go for, like, direct actual horror a lot of the time, but I like campy horror. I like really bad horror, like horror that's like borderline parody. It's kind of a guilty pleasure. That said, as for, like, titles of, like, weird horror movies that I like, Attack of the Killer Tomato is a pretty funny one. That one's pretty fun. Would recommend, if you're into that kind of stuff anyway. Who's your favorite Bandori character and why? Oh my gosh, I haven't thought about Bandori in a long time. I really liked Afterglow. I think my favorite was Mocha. I really liked Afterglow because they were the childhood friend unit. If a character is like the Osana Najimi, or like the childhood friend archetype, I love them usually. I really liked Mocha, but like I liked Afterglow because they were childhood friends. So they were my favorite band. Does Onigashima provide public services such as healthcare or education? They have a form of education. In that, like, you can take on apprenticeships and be trained by, like, the older Oni. But I wouldn't say that there's, like, a school system. As for healthcare, there are people who are trained in medical, like, healing arts. But it's not, like, a formal healthcare system either. Like, forms of it exist, but it's not in, like, the common, like, modern-day understanding of how these things exist. Do you know what I mean? It's still, like, a bit old-timey in that regard. Ugh, my nose is so itchy. Why? Explain. Ugh. Okay. That was all the questions so far, unless you guys have any last minute ones. If not, we might start wrapping up soon. Last call. Any straggling questions? Any remaining things you want to know? Favorite types of food? Breads, pastas, breads and pastas. Noodles. I like noodle soups too, so like noodles I think are technically different from pastas. I like carbs. Carbs yummy. So a pasta sandwich would be ideal for you? Look, don't knock it till you try it. Since you are the only one to read books on, the only one to read books in Onigashima, are there any books you haven't been able to decipher? There have been a few. They're written in, like, older languages, that are a bit hard for me to understand, so I have to get, like, dictionaries for those, and I can't really request a dictionary in a particular language, considering the Oni don't really know how to read to begin with. It all looks like gibberish to them. So I kind of have to, like, venture out and find ways to translate them myself. But there are a few. I tried once, I was really hungry that day. Look, it's good! Specifically, like, spaghetti sandwiches are not that bad. That's my, hot take, I guess. I mostly did it as a kid. I don't do it anymore. But, like, as a kid, I very commonly would take pasta dishes and put them on my bread. Last minute question. How's the weather? Cold. It's getting colder and I don't like it. I don't like it being so cold. I don't like it. If this doesn't taste good, I'm blaming you. It's gonna be fine. I promise. Like, there's really not that much difference. It's just, there's just some bread on it. Why is Yuno so fun and entertaining? Is she? The jury is still out on that one. Gomenasai or sumimasen? I usually do gomenasai or, like, gomen. I am very casual. But, you know, sumimasen is the more polite way. Favorite things to write about? Anything, really. I just, like... I find ways to enjoy writing basically any topic. I like doing research, before writing stuff. So I usually get into the thing that I'm trying to write about. I feel like that's why I have some knowledge on a lot of things. She's literally fun size. The science checks out. Stop! No! I am not an M&M. Actual question. Now over a month into streaming, how do you feel about streaming, chatting, Twitter, etc.? Can you ever truly like social media, especially when it's a core part of your job? I think a lot of it is just what you make of it, is the best way to talk about it. Overall, I feel like my experience has been positive. And it's very much based on, like, my ability to, like, curate my experiences. So, I would say that I quite like it so far. I'm very happy. Can you remove the hair accessory? Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. I look like this. How does Yuno look with bangs? That I cannot answer, because I don't have, like, a bangs toggle. Where did Yuno go? I'm right here! I could just take my stuff off. Please. Well, first I have to be, like... I have to get bangs first before I can get a toggle. The problem is I don't have, like, bangs as part of my repertoire, so, like, I can't show you what I would look like with bangs. But yeah, I would look like this. I'm back now. You guys can stop not having object permanence. Tadaima. You guys are so silly. Is there anything Onibito can do to make your streaming experience more enjoyable? I think you guys are already doing a pretty okay job. I don't know. I think as long as you guys can continue to be patient with me as I try and figure out all of this stuff, like all of this stuff about creating content in general, I think patience is the best thing that you can offer to any content creator, really. It's just being able to have patience. We are working on a lot behind the scenes. I know sometimes it looks like, or well, it's more like it's hard to see that we are working on a lot of stuff, but I promise that we are. So just have patience. Things will start coming when they are ready. But, you know, the project production pipeline takes a very long time, and that's something to keep in mind, I think. I am working very hard. I'm doing the best that I can. I want to be able to deliver as much as I am able to, but I am just one Oni, so there's a chance that things could be slow, or that I won't be able to give updates on stuff super often, so just be patient. How do we do a gooder job? Patience. Patience is key. Less short jokes, please. The short jokes are fine. I'm messing around a lot of the time when I act particularly annoyed is all. I want to hear from you guys. It seems like stuff is being worked on all the time. Yeah, basically. We all have so many things that we're working on, and there's like so much that we can't really talk about too when it comes to a lot of this stuff. So like, just know that we are working very hard. We do our best with our streaming too, of course, but please understand. We are working on so much. We have so many cool things that are cooking. That's also why I try to go out of my way to promote the other girls' stuff. Particularly with Hanamizuki, but I try to promote the other girls' stuff too. Because I think it's important to showcase the things that I know they've been working super hard on. We'll know when you're proper miffed. You really will. I will make it very obvious that I'm mad. I will, like, lay down the law. Trust me. What famous person would you love to meet someday? Oh, gosh, that's a hard question. I mean, going back to my interest in acapella, I think it would be really cool to get to do an acapella thing with, like, Pentatonics or something. That's, like, a way out there dream. I don't think Pentatonics even knows what VTubers are. But I would be, like... I would be so excited if I got the chance to do, like, a acapella thing with them. That's the first idea that came to my mind. Other than that, I think it'd be really cool to meet, like, other, like, more famous VTubers. That would be pretty cool. I think it would also be cool to meet, like, famous Japanese seiyuu. I have a lot of seiyuu that I think are really cool that I would love to meet someday if I could. Do Pentatonics still exist? Of course they still exist! Do they still sing? Weren't they, like, separating? No! They were never separating. I mean, their activities slowed down because of the pandemic. The panorama. The pancake. But they were never planning to separate. They are still very active. Oh, another person from Anime NYC! Thank you so much for stopping by! I am having a good day so far. Glad to see you. Yeah, they never disbanded. Superfruit was also a cool unit. I hope they do more stuff as Superfruit, but I understand that they're super busy. If you had a special attack, what would it be called? Good question. I don't know. I would have to think about what kind of role I would have in, like, a RPG party before I could think of an answer to that. I will have to get back to you on that one. Is there anything you would like for your birthday? More art. I want, lots of art. I want to be able to start getting some skebs for myself, too. I want art. Art fun, art pretty. I like art. Do you have a favorite streamer or VTuber right now? Production Kawaii, have you heard of them? I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I do have streamers that I like watching, but I want to keep them to myself. I want to just enjoy my experience watching them. I don't really want people to, like, know who they are, because then it could lead to the more eager viewers being like, oh, I'm gonna go tell that streamer right now that Yuno Hanaki is a fan of them, and try and get them to start talking or something. I don't really want that to happen. I am very comfy in my, they probably don't know I exist corner. If you could appear in a game, which game would you want? Oh, gosh. Any games that I guess would have the ability for crossovers, so probably a lot of the, like, gacha games. I feel like I could fit in pretty well in a, like a Nikkei or a, what's that other game? Arknights? There's, like, a bunch of gacha games where it would make sense to have crossover characters that I think I would fit into pretty well. Probably something like that. What do you want or would you want for Christmas? I don't know. I'm not really the type to, like, ask for stuff. I get really, I kind of clam up when it comes to asking for gifts because I feel like I shouldn't ask for specific gifts. Like, I'm not really the type to have a wish list or anything. I just kind of... Yeah, I have things in my head that I would like to get, but I kind of keep it to myself. I'm not really the type to share what I want with other people. Because I don't really want people to, like, spend too much, like, resources on me. Whether it be, like, monetary or, like, time or anything like that. I get really... something about it I just don't like. So, I kind of try to avoid that question a lot of the time. It's just not something I think to really ask for. Yuno in Star Rail, please? Aw, dude, if I could be in Star Rail, that would be insane. Although I would have to, like, beg Hoyoverse to let me pull myself on my account. Like, please, you have to give me enough so that I can guarantee that I will come home. You have to. Parody song, All I Want for Christmas is Yuno. Good luck getting that to fit in the syllable count. Good luck, man. You would elude yourself? I really would. I would just be like, oh, you want to pull me? Nah. And I'd just not appear. Somehow, even with the guarantee, I still just wouldn't show up. The game would just, like, crash on the pull that's supposed to guarantee the Yuno unit coming home. And then I'm just like, no, my pull! Humanoid Digimon or Beast Digimon? I didn't really watch Digimon. I don't know if I can answer this question, but the one that, Ranchan got drawn with for her cover, that is actually my favorite Digimon. At least from what I remember. Although I liked the, brown and pink, color palette one. I guess it was like a dark version of that Digimon? I don't remember. I didn't really watch Digimon. Digimon wasn't really my thing. Terriermon? Yeah, that one. Do you have a fave voice actor or actress? I've answered this question already. I think I've answered this like twice now. I've answered this before. Favorite English male voice actor is probably Sam Riegel. Favorite, Japanese male seiyuu is Eguchi Takuya. Favorite English female voice actress is... I don't know. I don't know, man. I guess I don't have one for favorite English voice actress. Favorite Japanese female seiyuu, Manami Numakura. Though I like a lot of other ones, too. I know more about seiyuu than I do about English voice actors and actresses. That's why I don't really have an answer for them. There you go. Blech. I apologize for not having interesting answers, but those are my answers. Okay. Was there... Well, that was the last question, so... Are we ready to wrap up? I think we got in a good amount of questions. Lots of lore questions, lots of me questions. You guys just start crying. Yeah, I mean... If there aren't any more questions, I don't see why I should keep sitting here, you know? I don't know what else to talk about. This was supposed to be the Q&A stream. But yeah, thank you for all of the questions. It does make me very happy to, It makes me happy to answer questions. It's fascinating to have people, like, actually interested in, like, learning things about me. Last question, thank you for today. That's not a question. But thank you. This person just submitted question. Answer. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? I don't know. Team Edward or Team Jacob? Team Jacob, for sure. Although I do have regret saying that, considering what happens near the end of Twilight. But Jacob is still the more attractive one. African or European swallow? Bro, do I look like I know the difference? Thanks for the comfy streams and hard work in making great times for us. Thank you for enjoying. I super appreciate it. The alert will probably come in a bit belated. But thank you for the super chat. Sitting outside on the porch or on a patio? Aren't those the same thing? I guess, I'm more of a balcony person. I would probably just choose to hang out on a balcony. I like, places with pretty views. One of my dreams was always to have a bedroom that had a balcony, or to be in, like, a tower-type bedroom. That was always something I really wanted when I was younger. Monty Python fail? I've never watched it. I'm sorry. I guess I'm not cultured. Dark Academia or Summer Beach vibes? Ugh. Not really beach vibes, I guess. I would probably go Dark Academia. It is one of my favorite aesthetics, after all. There it is.
It's a super chat, so that means it deserves a super jingle.
Yeah. You said it. Alert, Yuno. It looks like the alert got pushed off to the side, though. I'll probably have to fix that. So, like Rapunzel? Not really, but I guess kind of. But there was always something really cool about having a room that was, like, in a tower, or, like, an attic, or just, like, one of the more, like, unique places to have a bedroom. But I think every kid has kind of wanted to have that sort of, like, hidden away bedroom. I also always wanted to have, like, a secret compartment in my room that would, like, lead down a secret passageway. Basically, I dreamed of having, like, a fantasy-type bedroom where, like, I would go on some sort of really cool, like, fantasy adventure where I was the main character. Desperate desires to be Chuni, I guess. The wizardly urge to own a tall tower and never leave it. You're just, yeah, you get it. You understand. Maybe you can not fix it and then make it a gacha whether or not you'll acknowledge the donation. That sounds so mean. I have to acknowledge the donations. Why would I not? As if I could ever ignore it. You guys are being nice to me after all. But yes, thank you. Last question, yes or no? Yes. I'm very hesitant with that yes, but yes. What are your thoughts on mythology and pop culture for, like, kaiju and Godzilla and so on? Not super familiar. Vague understanding, not super familiar. But I do really like mythology. I feel like some takes on it in pop culture are a bit weird, but then again, the whole point of mythology is that you're supposed to be able to, like, reinvent it and, like, retell the stories for new generations. So who am I to judge? Okay. Godzilla lore is wild. I wouldn't know. It's not really something I look into very often. Okay, I think I am going to call it here for the day. Thank you guys for asking questions. Oh, quick thing. This is like a housekeeping thing, I guess. It's not really related to the Q&A necessarily, but oh.
May the Oni lights guide you back to me.
Thank you for joining the membership. Thank you for becoming a Soulfire. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, okay, so a little bit of housekeeping. Next week's OniMon, I haven't fully decided yet, but it's probably going to be on Sunday instead of Monday, because I will be busy on Monday. So I won't be able to stream on Monday. I wanted to bring that up in this one so that you guys were aware. So OniMon will probably take place on a different day next week. Yeah, it'll be Oni Sun instead. I will be busy on Monday, so I have to account for that. But I do usually stream on Sundays anyway, so I think I might just make Sunday the not OniMon. Yeah, I know, it's not Monday, but I wanted to make sure we still tried to get it in next week, you know? So, it'll probably be on Sunday instead, and then I will be off on Monday. I haven't decided the rest of the schedule yet, but I think I will probably do it like that. We'll miss you. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just gonna be busy on that day. But if you join my memberships, you guys will be able to get a member stream next week, so that'll be fun, right? So that is the plan. I have to still, like, work on the actual, like, details of the schedule, but I just wanted to let you guys know that OniMon is going to be on a different day, probably. This will be the last OniMon on the actual Monday. Oh, no. It's just because next week I'm busy on Monday. It'll go back to being on Mondays for sure. But, next week it just won't be. But yeah, please join my memberships. Please? We'll be having our, first, like, member stream that's, not the funneling stream. So I hope you will look forward to it. I'll be planning out everything as the rest of this week goes on. It's too early in the week for me to have anything more solid besides changing the day. But yeah. Just wanted to let you guys know. For now, let's, let me close the Q&A. This is over. No more Q&A. But yeah, quick refresher in case you were still not paying attention. OniMon next week will not be on Monday, it will be on Sunday. Because I am busy on Monday, so there will be no stream Monday. But next week we'll also have a member stream. My question got eaten by the void. Oh no, were you sending it right when I was closing? My bad. Sorry, man. Should have typed a little bit faster. But it's Monday. I know today is Monday, but I'm saying next week's. Please. Okay. Where will I send you guys today? Who is streaming right now? Looks like Reina Senpai is streaming. Did she already finish the Choose Your Own Adventure thing? She must have, right? Lo-Fi Girl. I'm not reading Lo-Fi Girl. Yeah, it looks like she finished it and she's just chatting. Okay, I'll send you guys over there. Okay, we will go to Reina Senpai. Okay. Again, thank you guys so much for coming to this Q&A stream. As a reminder, Q&A streams are the last Monday of every month. So hopefully next time you guys will come with even more questions. And we will be able to talk about lots more stuff. Thank you very much for coming to this stream and for asking such interesting questions, both about lore and about me, I guess. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a good rest of your time zone. And until I see you again, Yunotsu!